Good morning. Happy Monday. Amazon. Flash briefing.
Jamie, here's the latest from your flash briefing. In NPR News.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. The death toll in Turkey and Syria has now reached at least 2,300 people from a strong earthquake overnight. There have been several aftershocks, including one tremor that was nearly as strong as the main quake. That main quake's magnitude was 7.8. Most of the dead are in Turkey, where rescue efforts are underway. The reach of the earthquake's damage is colossal. Large buildings up to 200 miles away from the quake's epicenter have collapsed. Some of these include large apartment complexes. Turkey's president says dozens of countries have offered aid. President Biden says he has authorized an immediate U.S. response. The Biden administration says it has raised more than $4 billion in private sector commitments to deal with the root causes of migration from northern Central America. NPR's Oscar Pollack tells us this follows reports of record numbers of migrants who tried to cross the border last year.
Vice President Harris is announcing some $950 million of new investments today from companies such as Nestle and Target. That brings the total level of financial commitments to more than $4.2 billion. The administration's thinking is that by increasing economic opportunity in Central America, fewer migrants will be inclined to leave their homes and migrate to the United States. But it's a long-term solution, and in the short term, the situation at the southern border continues to trouble the White House.
So you're going to give our money to another country to help them build,
for the first time
just like
since
what you've been doing. In the meantime, running ours down and thieving in taxes from the
Asma
South.
Khalid, NPR News.
Authorities in eastern Ohio are urging people to evacuate from near the wreckage of a fiery train derailment. It left the tracks last Friday. No one was hurt, but officials say some of the cars are carrying a toxic chemical that could explode. People within a mile of the derailment are being asked to leave. Temperatures are moderating in the Northeast. Over the weekend, record wind chills were felt. That included one on a New Hampshire mountain of minus 108 degrees, the lowest recorded in the U.S. Singer Beyoncé made history at the Grammys last night. As NPR's Mandalay Del Barco reports, she picked up 4 awards.
Beyoncé is now the artist with the most Grammy Awards, breaking the all-time record when she won for Best Electronic Dance Album.
I'd like to thank the queer community for your love.
Thank the queer community? That don't even sound right, man.
God bless you. Thank you so much to the Grammys. Thank you.
But Beyoncé's Renaissance album lost the Song, Record, and Album of the Year prizes. Those went to Bonnie Raitt, Lizzo, and Harry Styles. Mandalay Del Barco, NPR News.
You're listening to NPR.
For best electronic video.
In Ethiopia, followers of the country's Orthodox Church have started 3 days of protest today amid growing tension between the church and the country's authorities. Michael Kaloki reports at least 3 people were killed over the weekend.
Clashes in various parts of Ethiopia's Oromia region was sparked after security forces reportedly fired into a church, killing and wounding some people inside the church. Following the clashes, rallies have been held in various cities in the country as well as in the United States, with protesters calling for an end to what they said were targeted attacks of churches. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church alleges the government has been assisting a breakaway faction of the church's clergy from Oromia region, whom they accuse of irregularly appointing a number of bishops. Last week, the church's highest body, the Synod, ordered followers to wear black as a sign of protest during a 3-day church observance, the Fast of Nineveh. For NPR News, I am Michael Kaloki in Nairobi.
Pope Francis has concluded his African trip and returned to the Vatican. He visited South Sudan over the weekend with the heads of the Anglican and Presbyterian churches. All the leaders urged a stop to the criminalization of homosexuality. In Hong Kong, a trial has opened against 16 pro-democracy activists. They're charged under a Chinese national security law because they participated in an unofficial primary election in 2020. Authorities had originally arrested 47 people. The remaining 16 people had pleaded not guilty to charges of subversion. Many of these people have been jailed in Hong Kong for almost 2 years.
Well, good for the Pope.
I'm Corva Coleman, NPR News in Washington.
What's happening on NPR podcasts? More neighborhoods.
More identities and more perspectives.
The more of the world that you hear, the more you hear the world as it.
Skip.
In NASA news, media accreditation is open for SpaceX's 27th commercial resupply mission for NASA to the International Space Station. Liftoff of the SpaceX Dragon cargo spacecraft on a Falcon 9 rocket is targeted for no earlier than Friday, March 10th, from Launch Complex 39A at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. NASA is awarding $11.7 million to 8 historically black colleges and universities, HBCUs, through the new Data Science Equity, Access and Priority in Research and Education, DEAP, opportunity. These awards will enable HBCU students and faculty to conduct innovative data science research that contributes to NASA's missions. NASA has selected Astratech Space Operations, LLC of Titusville, Florida, and Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, SpaceX, Hawthorne, California, to provide commercial payload processing services for agency missions launching from multiple locations. La NASA ha nombrado al astronauta veterano Joe Acaba jefe de la oficina de astron...
Oh. Amazon. Tell us a joke. Could use a joke.
What did the turkey pay to the farmer? Why isn't there anything on my calendar after November?
Oh, well, I don't know. Okay. Have a wonderful day.